Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be reviewing Season 2, Episode 9 of Singles Inferno. So we pick up where we left off with the results of the wrestling match. Yoonjae came in first, Youngwoo came in second, and Jinyoung came in third. So the first kind of scene is with Soe and Sejun. And Sejun was kind of happy that they were staying together in Inferno. I think he really likes her. And he was just like, it would be fun if we stayed in Inferno together instead of one of us going off to Inferno. And I liked how she was kind of playing it cool instead of, getting really into him the way she was fawning all over Yoonjae at the start of this series, episode 1, 2, and 3. So she's really learning. Moving on. Next scene that's kind of, moving through the fluff. There was a scene where Jinyoung pulled Sulky aside, and the tables were kind of turned with them. I think maybe 1 or 2 episodes ago, when Jinyoung was going off to Paradise with the new girl, Sulky was acting really worried and really insecure about their relationship. But now the tables have turned, and now Jinyoung has started to act really worried about Sulky going off to Inferno, potentially with Jungwoo. And he's questioning her and he's acting really nervous. So it's interesting now how the two of them, they both kind of have two people they're interested in. Jinyoung's interested in both Sulky and Nadine, and Sulky is both interested in Jinyoung and Jungwoo at the same time. It's just a very interesting dichotomy. So they each get to pick their choice to go to Inferno, each of the winners. So the first person to pick the winner is Yoonjae, and predictably he picks Seo-eun. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Predictably, she was his original first pick, and I actually really like them as a pairing. You don't really get to see much of them together in towards the middle of the series, apart from like that first date in Paradise. They kind of each go apart to Paradise together with different people, and then you don't really get to see them spend too much time together in Inferno or talking together during the day. So this is kind of like a reuniting, and I'm sure they did spend time together. The series is really focused on other people, so this is a really nice time. Get to see them. They kind of reminisce on how, by coincidence, her pulling him aside and them having that talk led them to each other, and it was a really sweet moment. Moving along, the next pick. Well, this wasn't actually the next pick, but the next kind of scene they showed with Nadine and Jinyoung picked third. So who's to say well, actually, I'll get into this later, but who's to say he would have actually picked Nadine? But the next kind of major scene they showed with Nadine and Jinyoung. So it was actually revealed. So Jinyoung was in the military, but actually we didn't know this before, but Nadine actually spent a year in the military as well. And he actually shares that because there's a limit to how much he can do his YouTube stuff in the military, he actually has plans to go to America too. And what I really liked about this scene is that I think when I was in my reaction to episode 8, I was kind of a little bit annoyed how in all of the date scenes they were all just talking about, complaining about their time in Inferno and asking questions. Oh, what do you like about me? What do you like about me? And I'm not really asking get to know you questions and talking about things like interest. Here it really seemed like Nadine and Jinyoung were genuinely getting to know each other and making jokes and asking questions about what each other were interested. Like they really were. It did seem kind of like what a real first date would look like in the real world. So I really like this. This was fun, and she really was flirty, which was nice. We haven't really seen this side of Nadine much. She was saying she was cheering for him. She complimented his fashion. She was asking him to come visit her. This was a really nice side to her. And he was into it. He was responding. So this was really nice. Really nice. The one thing maybe I did think, even though I did think she was more the, I guess, more upfront than him. He was more responding and she was more into it, but this was really fun to watch, I will say. Next, Silky and Jungwoo. So with Silky and Jungwoo, I really like Jungwoo. Like out of all the guys, he has to be one of my favorites. He seems really genuine. He really, really likes her. And I was surprised about his age. I honestly thought he was a little bit older for some reason. For some reason, I thought he was maybe 27, 28, but he's actually 25, same age as her. I would have not thought that. Maybe it's because he's super tall. And I didn't guess his profession right either. I would have not guessed that he ran a coffee shop with his family, but that's super cool. Um, it seems that a lot of people on this show between season 1 and season 2 are all in some way or shape like run businesses, which is interesting. Honestly, I watch a lot of K dramas, and he really does give me like K drama like main character vibes in terms of like mannerisms and how he acts. He's very sweet. This is a really like sweet date type. Like, obviously very cares about it. They're expressing their feelings, and she seemed very relaxed and unpressured. Um, Very different reaction from her. Like, if you remember her date with Dongwoo, like as soon as she found out what he did for a living at his age, she just like recoiled. Whereas this, she seemed very comfortable. Uh, okay, so going back to Nadine and Jin Young. So they bring the scene and she kind of point blank tries to ask him like where he's at between her and Silky and who she thinks he's gonna pick. And I thought this was very interesting and to think about. Because when I thought about who I think he would end up with, I really do, in my opinion, I think he'll end up he likes Silky more. And I'll tell you why. Going back to a couple scenes ago when he was with Nadine, it really gave me more of a friendship vibe than it did like a couple vibe. It reminds me of something he said 2 episodes ago when he was with Minsu in Paradise. He said he'd rather be with someone who makes him uncomfortable than someone that makes him feel too comfortable. And when he was with Nadine, he felt it seems like their conversation was very, very comfortable and she was really leading. And it gave me the same vibes as it does when he was with Minsu. And that might be more of like a friendship vibe to him. Whereas with Silky, it might have been more of like a girl he would actually want to be with in terms of a relationship. I don't know. It just to me, like if he that was the basis of which he didn't want to be in a relationship with Minsu, it would seem it would be only fair that he would use that same basis to kind of not be with Nadine. Tell me what you think. That's just my opinion. I don't know, but I don't know where Silky's mind is. So let me move on to Silky. She pretty much says she's still on the fence between Jin Young and Junwoo. And honestly, I can kind of read Jin Young and guess where he's at, but I have no clue where Silky is. I think her and Jungwoo would make a really cute couple because I really like him, and I think their mannerisms go well together. But then again, her and Jin Young could also be a cute couple, so I'm not too sure. On to the next scene. Soi and Sejun, back to them. Um, it seems like Sejun never really tried to get to know the other girls. He's super into Soi, which I find weird. They didn't really know each other very well. And I'm just happy that she's having a lot of fun. And he's looking out for her, which she seems to need. So hopefully she just continues to learn and grow from this and she doesn't actually try to pick him in the finale. I hope they don't end up leaving together. That would just be weird. On to the next, Yoonjae and Seoan. Apologies, I butchered that name. I think this is really great. It really showed like really mature chemistry. They're more of like an older, more mature couple. I can see them getting really serious after the show. They were talking about plans to meet in the future, where they're gonna go after the visit. Honestly, and throughout the show, they didn't really have any drama. They were talking all through the night. I really like the yin and yang of like how she's more into arts and he's more into like finance. So yeah, I really like them together. Okay, so that's about it. Before the end of the show, I just want to show a picture of my girl Seyoung. Honestly, just for Sejong. I know that there hasn't really been any scenes with her, and it just made me so sad when they showed her, and like she's the one person who never got to go to paradise, and the show just did her so wrong. So hashtag justice for Sejong. That's the end of the episode. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments. Looking forward to the season finale. I'm excited to post up my review for that. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, and have a great day.